Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. If you're seeing this red live button up here, we are live. If not, you're on the replay. That's great too. Just type in hashtag replay or a hello. Let me know that you stopped by. Today is Artistry Collective Wednesday night. As always, it is brought to you by Christie's Crafty Cottage, and that is who put this little artistry collective together. And we thank her for that every Wednesday when we go live. And so, first up today is myself from Frapps Scraps. I'm Shauna. And then after me is Leah from Make All the Things With Me. You won't want to miss her. And then after her follows Christie's Crafty Cottage. I think we have a full collective night tonight, so that should be great. Looking forward to seeing what everybody is doing tonight. I want to finish this fun little folio that I started yesterday on Facebook. So if you didn't see how I started, it's just a piece of cardstock that was laying on my desk. And so then we added some fun printables to it to get to this stage. And I thought we would do some more work and make it look more fun and grunge it up a little bit, see if we can't add a few pockets and maybe some lace and see how it's going. Yes, there's Leah with Make All the Things With Me. Hello, Leah. Happy Wednesday. I think we have a full collective tonight. Yay. Sounds like Christy will be going live after you. So full night of crafting. Sounds fabulous to me. It is nice and 70 degrees weather here on the western side of Washington. And I even got to get outside a little bit today, although I'm a little chilly now. I don't know why. I fell asleep and took a little bit of a nap so I could make sure I could be good to go for the collective tonight. So these printables that I have here are by Line Dot Arrow, and they are absolutely fantastic. I just love them. Okay, so let's get some ink going here. I don't have a lot of ink on here yet, which is surprising. Now, this piece of paper is actually from one of the magazines that I purchase every now and again. And yeah, I was happy to use that. It is fun to use the pages that some of these magazines give you some really fun little pullouts. Okay. And see, and just like that, the desk starts to get full. No matter what I do when I'm paper crafting, everything starts to get full. Gotta have the right ink and the right sponge and the right dabber and all the things. Eek. All right, so we're gonna jazz this up a little bit with some ink, maybe some spray. I finally have a frayed burlap distress oxide spray in the house. Look at that. I'm so excited. That is, I think, one of my favorite distress oxide colors, my most used one. Okay, so this is just on there. Maybe we'll give that a little spritz. All right, and these two pieces I just cut out. So we'll get these going, and then we'll turn these into, one's gonna be a pocket, and the other one will be a little insert. I hope everybody's week has been going okay. I had a nurse visit yesterday, a home health nurse came, and she's my regular lady. And she said my wound is looking really good. It's looking like it's just one wound, because my wound was big, like this big at first. And then it kind of grew like this, and it grew into like this little island in here and made two separate wounds. And one got really, really small, and my doctor was worried that it was going to blister again. Ugh. So they put some collagen in there after he did some slicing and dicing on my foot. Ugh. And put some collagen in there, and now it's just one wound, she said. So I'm excited for him to see it on Friday, my doctor, that is. Hopefully he agrees that it is indeed. Oh, I don't need to ink that side because that will be the pocket. Okay, so let's do a little spraying. I'm excited. Now, if you are using distress oxide sprays or any spray, there will be overspray. So just know you're gonna spray your stuff. I don't care how much you try not to, you're gonna spray your stuff. I try to use a splat box most of the time, but it doesn't always work that way. And I still wind up getting stuff sprayed everywhere anyways. Okay, so I wanna spray this little insert. This one goes in this pocket. I don't really wanna spray this little film strip because that is a piece of acetate, so I don't need to spray that. Oops. one thing moves and everything else shifts. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm doing pretty good. We kind of struggled last night with my blood sugar, and there it goes again. It's starting to ring and ding and ping. My apologies if you hear that. I just got put on this crazy pump, and we are learning to be friends. She's very disruptive, this pump. She wakes me up in the middle of the night, keeps me on my toes all day, and yeah, she's very needy, to say the least. All right, let's see. Ooh, I didn't really want to spray all that orange. Let's take a wet wipe here and wipe a little bit of that off so I can bring a little bit of that color back. I kind of like that. It almost looks like a caramel color. I'll bring that back. And that is the beauty of using water-based products, is that you can kind of dab a little bit of it off with a wet wipe or a wet paper towel or a wet cloth, whatever you like to use. Okay, let's put this pocket on. I have the Ryobi on so that we can put on some lace. And let's dab this. This is this paper. It's different. I don't know. It's kind of got almost that like a magazine-like finish. So I'm just gonna dab this on here. Yeah, look at that. That looks nice. I love that. Okay. So this is gonna go. This goes back in here. And this is actually a piece of transparency film that I printed this strip on. And then there's a piece of vintage music paper underneath it, and it's kind of left like a belly band. It's hooked on with 2 brads, so I could slide something in there if I wanted to. And let's put this pocket on. Look at that oxidation that we got. It almost looks green right there. Love that. Okay, let's glue it down. So to make this a pocket, we're just going to glue 3 sides. I don't know what everybody else is going to be working on tonight. We didn't really pick a theme. That's okay. Hey there. You did catch me. So glad you're here on YouTube, my friend. Got me all shared in. Thank you so much. Yes, happy Wednesday. Hello, hello. If you guys haven't already done so, if you could hit that thumbs up button for me. You can either get to it by hitting those 3 dots, and they've done some changes and updates with the apps. I'm still trying to figure it all out as my eyesight kind of comes and goes with this crazy new pump that I've got. But however you get to those thumbs up, it's like right above the description usually. And it really helps us out a lot if you can hit that. It tells YouTube that we are doing something fun. And we would like to be out there with the algorithm and all those good techie things. Okay, look at that. I love that. Just quickly, by adding a pocket, that is just so good. And if you guys want to see the rest of this folio, when I made it yesterday on Facebook Live, but today we are going to jazz it up. I got some lace from Two Sister Jam. They are on Facebook, and I think they're here on YouTube too, but I'm not totally sure. But my lace came in. Look at this. It's going to go so perfect. Now, a lot of us are working on June-tober things, or Creep on June, or Jewing, as we've been calling it over on Thursdays with friends. And I think this lace is going to go perfect just right here. Look at that. Oh, yes. Who doesn't love a nice piece of lace on there? Now, I was thinking about cutting out another film strip and putting it over there, but this lace is absolutely lovely. I think it is just perfect here. And it'll keep it nice and flat so that it doesn't interfere with the fold. Let's see if the Ryobi is good to go. I like to use hot glue for my lace. If you don't, that's okay. You use what you like. I know a lot of people use Fabri-Tac or, what's the other one? Fabri-Tac or, yeah, whatever you want to use. Tacky glue or all of those things. I do love my hot glue. We have a pretty good relationship, I have to say. It does bite me occasionally. How's my foot doing? Is that Claire? Is that who I see? Trying to read it. My foot is doing okay. The nurse yesterday said it was looking really good. Like I said at the beginning, my wound was about this big, no joke. They cut off half my heel. If you didn't know what was going on, that was in January, and I'm still trying to recover. Yes, there we go. There's it's Pam. Okay, yes. I was like, I know her name's not Claire. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having trouble reading. The print is so small. Most of you guys know I am legally blind, and they put me on an insulin pump, and it's making my blood sugar fluctuate so much that I'm having such difficulty seeing. But somehow the magic happens when I sit in the seat and I can still see enough to make beautiful things. And I'm so fortunate. So grateful every day that I craft one more day. And anyways, yeah, the nurse said that my foot was looking good yesterday. So I see the doctor again on Friday. Hopefully he agrees with her that it's looking good. And we'll see what he says after that. I don't know. I am hoping that it heals up enough that I can get a pedicure this summer and maybe goes to some hydrotherapy. That is what I would love to do. Okay, I have started a disaster here. I was trying to find the end of this little piece of lace. I guess it's not a little piece of lace. It's all tangled up in the crocodile. What in the what? Here we go. And you guys didn't know you were getting entertainment and a craft. Oh gosh, it's this huge, massive piece of lace. That's why. I think I pulled it out for all of the crafts I'll be working on for Jeween. So Jeween, if you guys don't know, it means that we're halfway to Halloween. And so it's June-ween, like June Halloween. And it's so much fun. Tomorrow on Facebook, I'll be there with my good friend Tamara from Tamara's Designs. And we call it Thursdays with Friends. We have a free Facebook group. And we just have fun. Now I've lost the end of this darn thing again. Who knew lace could be such a problem? If I would wind it up, I think that was what happened. It came unwound. And now it's just being temperamental. Okay, it's worth it though. It's worth the wait. I'm sorry, guys. There it is. There it is. Okay. It's this more tiny, decadent little piece. And yes, Leah's in the house from Make All the Things With Me. And I don't know if Christy's here yet, but Christy's Crafty Cottage will be up after Leah from Make All the Things With Me. Do I put a piece of lace here? Now this flap is going to, it's going to close like this. So I need to figure out what I'm putting here as well. And then, do we want a piece of lace here? What do you guys think? I think maybe we do. Yeah, Leah is from Make All the Things With Me. Pam is one of my longtime watchers from Washington. I'm also in Washington, so it's kind of fun to have a few West Coast friends. Okay, so let's cut this. I think I do want this here. I think it's beautiful. It's nice and dainty. Pam, did you have good weather today, my friend? We have had some weird weather here on the western side of Washington. Weird in that it was very, very warm. We had an 80-degree day, which is a little unheard of this early into, I guess we're not even officially into summer yet, but I mean, it is June. We had that 80-degree day in May, so weird. And then today, it's just been nice. It is supposed to be cooling off the rest of this week. And then I think we're even going to get some rain, but yeah, it's been really nice. Okay, now what did I do? This did fit. I think this is like a little piece of like more elastic like lace. And the beauty of using hot glue, I can take it back off. That's why I usually tack just a little piece first. So just a little dot of glue on the end, and I tried to get it situated the way that I want it. Make sure it's the right fit. Make sure it's the right placement. And then, yeah, there we go. That's better. And then when I know that it's right, I can do the rest of the line. I think that annoying ring is just going to keep happening, guys. And that is my new pump, and it's this lovely Type 1 Life. Okay, here we go. I put these brads on here yesterday. I love it. I'll show you up close in just a second. Make sure I'm not tacking this to the table. How many of you have done that? Used your hot glue and glued something right to the table. I've done it a couple of times. Not tonight, though. We are not going there tonight. Okay, here we go. Perfection. We got it on there. Wipe away those glue strings. Looks great. Okay. So yeah, so this is a brad, and this is a littler brad. That's a littler brad. That's a littler brad, and that one's so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brads right there. I love it. And then I do have an eyelet on the inside. Tamara and Leah, do you like hot glue? No, Tamara does not like hot glue. I think Leah does use hot glue sometimes, but I know Tamara does not. Does not. Okay, so this little guy is gonna go in here. I think some of the girls use Fabri-Tac and Fabri-Fusion, or that was the other one I was trying to think of. A lot of people use Fabri-Tac. I don't. I personally don't like the smell of it. It kind of drives me bonkers a little bit. And yeah, I can't do it. Okay. Let's see. We need a piece of paper for this side here. And this side I'm not going to cover because that's going to be the side I'm going to glue into a journal once I get it ready for that. So let's see what we can find for right there. I think I might want to do this piece right here maybe. I've got a bunch of things I've printed out and I just need to use them up. This side is actually kind of pretty too. These are prints from Line Dot Arrow, in case if you are questioning. Line Dot Arrow is a wonderful, beautiful digital designer from the Netherlands. That is our Natalie. And she does beautiful, beautiful work. And she has a free Facebook group as well, where you can get a lot of these prints for free. She does freebies like every week. So if you are somebody who likes digital designs to play with these fun digitals, definitely check her out because she is wonderful. Now, I guess I'm a little biased because I'm on her design team. But that's where these come from. And it's just so, so pretty. I love this one too. This is part of Black Velvet. That one's not a freebie, but it is beautiful. Let's take a peek in here. This is what I made. I had one of these bags. Oh, there's another piece right there. I can maybe see that one. So my husband goes to the hardware store and he gets these bags. And he even knew. He was like, you probably want these, don't you? I'm like, yes, I do. So I made this. And this is just the bag folded in half. And so here's a little pocket here. And these digitals are from the Black Velvet collection. I did put some shimmer on that beautiful butterfly wing. On the inside, we have a fun little pocket thing here. And these are some fun slide mounts. Slide mounts or specimen cards, whatever you want to call them. I call them slide mounts because that's what we called them when I scrapbooked and we used these. And that's what we called them back in the day when you were actually using them for their intended purpose, not just to make them pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, and there's a beautiful tag. Look at that one. I love this. Okay, so all those goodies in there. It does have some fun other things in the pockets. I've been making things with this Black Velvet collection, and I've been making them kind of into what we would call Halloween or creepy colors, right? There is another film strip. They did a Throwback Thursday, and these film strips were available for freebie in the group. And so you can print them on paper like this, or you can print them, that's the other side. So I've got butterflies on wrapping around this bag. You can print them on acetate like this one. And that's what I used on this little folio that we are making. Here is another piece of this. Do I have a big enough piece to fit right there? Kind of not really. It's just a little bit short. I think that's the piece I accidentally cut too short. And I don't have another piece of this paper because it was from a magazine. So let's put this other thing back here. Let's see, do I want a little pop of green? I haven't had any green in here. That would introduce a new color. I don't typically do that. But let's see. Let's do an odd thing for me. Let's measure. Let's see what we need here. We need almost 4. Yep, it is 4. 4 by what? A 4 by 6 piece. Okay. So now we can use our trimmer and just trim out a 4 by 6 piece. Ugh, this lace really made a mess of my lap here. Okay, so trimmer, there it is. There's the trimmer. Now yeah, figures it's 4 by 6. This is the only thing I don't like about this trimmer, is that it the 4 is really weird. So let's do the 6 first. I think I want to try to go like right in here and maybe not get the green. The blue would be all right. I love this one, but I don't have any green in this little folio. So let's see. Let's put it this way and we'll cut the 6 first. Maybe. Oh gosh. These eyes today are no good. No good. 10, 9, 8. There we go. I'm going to leave it cut a little bit over the 6 because it does have a white edge on there. And I don't want the white edge, but it's there. So what are we going to do? Okay, there's that piece. I will use that because I am making a tall, skinny book with my subscription group. Hi, Christy. You've done, oh gosh, does that say vellum, but not acetate? Oh yeah, it's so much fun. I love acetate. And I have been using the transparency paper, like from that we used to use on overhead projectors. And you can print on it if your printer will print on it. Mine does. That's what I did to get that film strip. Okay, let's see. Does this need this whole thing? No, it does not. All right, so let's trim these. I'm just going to trim these little white edges off because my trimmer doesn't always like to do these just tiny little pieces. So sometimes it's just easier to just trim them off. You can ink these, and sometimes I do that as well. Just this white edge. I think it prints that way because it's out of design as far as the size that it needs to go to. Okay, so I think this is good on the width, right? Oh, no, it's just a little bit too big. So that here, I think that is where, yeah, it's like literally just a smidgen too big. So cut that again. There we go. Are we good now? We are. So we're gonna have just a little bit of blue, and I'm good with that, I think. So maybe, let's see, how much extra long are we? We're gonna cut just a little bit of it off. So that'll be okay too. I'm going to keep this kind of lighter blue. And now we're good to go right to the 6 because I cut off that white trim. So we're just going to trim just a smidge off here. There we go. And there is our paper. Loving it. I think I want to put in just a few little other pieces before we glue it on. is some fun little things from here. Let's see. So there is a fun butterfly, there is a frame, there is a truck. No, that's a car. I have some other fun little things. I think I just kind of wanted a butterfly. Maybe a label and a butterfly. Did that extra piece of paper have that? Yes, I think I'll just use that one right there. It's the right colors and everything. So I'm gonna cut that out, and then maybe I can kind of put it over this design, because I don't really have any steampunk like stuff in here, but it doesn't really matter. It all kind of just goes together, really, at least the way that I've got it here. So as beautiful as this all is together, I think I'm going to cut it out. You know, I might tear it out because I do really like this whole piece. Let's do that. Let's just kind of tear it out. And then we'll ink it all up and put it on there. And depending how big it is, it might could be a little fun pocket. And of course, we will shimmer these wings. I have my own personal rule that things with wings must sparkle. So I think it's gonna lay like right there. I don't think it'll be, I don't know, it could be a little tiny pocket. Why not? We'll see. Just tear this little white edge off this time. Hello, Tracy. Come on in. So glad you guys are here. It is Wednesday's Artistry Collective night. Thank you guys so much for doing the thumbs up. Like I said, it really does help. It tells YouTube we're doing something fun while we're here. And mostly we're just hanging out with this live crafting. I am working on this cute little folio I started yesterday on a YouTube live. And I think see how this blue kind of lines up? I like that a lot. I'm going to spray this. Let's see. And we'll see if we can tone down this just a little bit. And I'm okay if it sprays on anything that's right around here. This is Frapps Burlap Distress Oxide Spray. I don't maybe really want to get that lace, though. We'll cover that up just a little bit. Okay. And we'll tone down just those little things that I really don't have in my little project here. And that is really doing the oxide effect on this paper, and it's not anything special. It's just printer paper, so that's kind of fun. I love that. If you really want to see the distress oxide effect, that is a good one. Tim on his lives does say that Frapps Burlap does some fun things, and I hadn't played with the spray for a really long time, so yeah, it's nice to remember that it does do some weird things. I think it's kind of fun and cool, though. Oop, now it's very fragile. We're going to use some scorched timber and just go around the edges to darken it. Delicate here. There we go. Delicate as I wrinkle all up the paper. Great. Good job. There we go. Okay, and I want to get some scorched timber around this edge here. Get rid of those white from tearing. And we will shimmer this butterfly wing. I love that. And you know, before I glue this on, I think I might want to, I'm going to glue this piece on, and then I think I might want to stamp something over this. Kind of just tone it down a little bit and make it a little more, I don't know if spooky is the right word, but I have been kind of doing this neutrals color palette, and I've been loving it. It's been all neutrals. Lots of browns and black. Come on, are you coming out, glue? Are you coming out? I can't see you. No, there it goes. Okay, I just had to squeeze harder. I've been having glue struggles. I filled my Nuvo glue the other day and I lost the little tip. So I can't glue with it because there's no tip on there. And it's clear, and I cannot find it in my craft room, so I'm hoping it'll turn up here eventually. I may just have to buy a new bottle of glue and save the little top. That's what happens when a blind lady does her own work here. All right. Move that over just a smidgen. perfect, I think. Perfect enough, right? There we go. Okay, got some glue on my fingers. Okay, and I do want to stamp over this area. I'm trying to tone down the steampunk vibe that I had going on in here because none of this is really steampunk-like. So let's see what we can add just to make it blend just a little better. Got a bunch of stamps here, so let's see if I can find something good. I think this set has a little flower. If I do, yeah, right there. This is the Field Notes CMS 396 by Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz, of course. So let's see. Ooh, the stamps just come out. What was that one? Oh, that one just popped right out and it went on the floor. Ugh. Okay, so let's do that one, and maybe let's do the circular one. Here we go. I got to remember to find that one that jumped out of there. Otherwise, it'll be lost forever. I like to put those in little pouches, little plastic pouches, my stamps, so that way I don't lose them when they do that. Drives me a little crazy when they do that. All right, let's get a stamp block. This one is massive, but I do love it because it has that. This one's a close to my heart one. It has the fun little finger grips. Okay, that's crooked on there, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. I can get by. Here we go. And I'm using scorched timber, and it's not really very visible. I can see it, so it's got to be there because the blind lady can see it. But I don't want it to take over the design. I just want it to kind of mute some of what's going on back here. I'll do this circular one now. I could do it with archival ink, and that would make it even darker, but that's okay. Okay. What was that question? It was the collect stamp. Yeah, I know, the one that jumped out there. Thank you. I will find it once this is over. I sit on a really high bar stool while I'm crafting, and my legs just kind of dangle because I'm a short girl, and actually it's good for my foot not to touch anything. Okay, I try to keep these in here, but this one, it's starting to get annoying, so I may just pull this extra rubber off of my stamps. I don't know yet. I like it in there sometimes because then I know like one is missing. But on the other hand, they pop out of here. But like I said, I usually keep them in a little, whoops, sorry. I usually keep them in a little envelope like this. And then that helps keep them all together. Okay. And I think, where'd that other little piece go? There it is. And this is actually a piece of black velvet. That's the collection that I've been using. So I could actually put that there. And then this here, do we like that? No, I don't think I do. I think I want this just on here, just like that. All right, that's all we're gonna do there. Maybe I'll put some, we'll just tone that blue down because that blue almost looks like speckled egg, but it's part of the digital print. I do love it, it's beautiful, but I'm not really using blues in this little folio or in the black velvet collection. This is from something else, so I'll tone it down and make it work with me. There we go. Ink to save the day. Okay, let's just put that in there. And I was gonna make that a little pocket. So let's do that. Leah said she is off work now and doesn't work tomorrow. So yay. Yay for a day off. That is great. Okay, so again, to glue anything into a pocket, you just glue the 3 sides. I keep my fingers where I don't want to glue so I don't forget what I'm doing because it is so easy to forget what you're doing. There we go. I'm trying to keep this little folio kind of flat. I'm thinking here in my head, what else could I add? What else could I add? but I just remembered I am trying to keep it a little bit flat so that it can go in a book. Okay, let's get some shimmer stick there though. I had this problem yesterday. Everything just started going up and up and up. Blood sugar's gone crazy. That's why it keeps dinging and ringing. Yep, and it's doing the same thing again. Darn it. There we go. Just got to get ahead of it before it takes off. Okay, so let's find. I've been playing with some things back and forth between my room and my craft room, and so it's just a little bit of everywhere. Now I was just saying I wanted to keep this flat, and I just see this beautiful flower that would really go well on here. Whoa, that's a lot of that is a lot of shimmer stick. Why did it do that? Okay, well, she's gonna really shimmer. I normally have it sitting different. That's just a dabber. Look at that. That's actually got some really beautiful shimmer to it. Way more than I normally put on there, but that's okay. This one just wants to shine. All right. Shine your light, butterfly. Shine on. Okay. This, like I said, I was just thinking, I want to keep it flat, but look at these beautiful flowers. They really go well. These are prima flowers. They would really go well with this this collection. And it has like a little bird and a butterfly and another flower. So those could be really pretty. I don't know. See, I kind of like just keeping it flat too, though, because then it can glue in. And it can actually glue in like this, and this can be our little pocket guy. So let's see what else we can do for our pocket there. It's looking a little lacking. Let's fix this. There we go. How are we doing for time? Yay, we still got about another 20 minutes. So let's put some fun things in this pocket. And this is the printable that I've been using. This is from the Black Velvet kit, I do believe. Now we can put, I don't usually craft with people that aren't my people. I say that all the time. So I don't typically use the Tim Holtz paper dolls too often, or the people that some of my digital designers are doing in here, but this one does have a really fun sheet of people, and if you don't craft with people that aren't your people, you could always trim out the little rectangle there and put in your own people. Or you can embrace the fun people that they are included. I don't think that they aren't fun. It's funny. I don't know. I want to leave behind things and my family not have to wonder, who is that lady? Oh, what fun that would be to leave your family some people that really aren't your people and have them guessing for a long time to come. Now we have a trunk in my family, and my mother-in-law has it. And I always say it's kind of a sad trunk because I think she did finally start going through it and labeling some of the people, like who they were and what year it was and where they were. Just those 3 pieces of data, because my husband is not going to know who majority of them are without his mom here. And she doesn't even know who some of them are too. So then they just kind of become a lost, a lost legacy. And I think that's really sad. I don't know. Oh, look at how fun that pocket looks now that it's all stuffed. I love that. Okay, I want to put this little flower. I do want to put a flower, and since my other one is too bulky, let's do this kind of one, and we'll put a brad in the center, and that will give it a little bit of some dimension. So we just kind of fussy cut this out. Now, I am not a good fussy cutter, so you can see I am not exactly following it to the T. But it still works. Flowers are just kind of what they are. And one thing that Natalie does from Line Dot Arrow is she puts in a really nice dark line, because she usually uses her scan and cut to do her fussy cutting. So I believe she said you can print the designs without that thicker tracing line if you don't want it, but I think it's absolutely fantastic. if you are visually impaired, it makes it a lot easier to see what's going on there. Okay, so now we just got our little flower. And I want to put it like right here, I think. And on some of these other prints, there are some fun other shapes and pieces that we can use. I want to put in, you see there's that blue again. I don't really want blue. Ooh, but we could, I just have, see this piece of this label? That is actually the right color that I've been working with. And even though it's going off, I think this one printed wrong. It's going off the page. We can hide that missing part with my flower. So let's cut this out and we'll put it on there anyways. And we'll just have a little piece of it peeking out in part of a little cluster there. You still haven't found the top. Nope, haven't found the top of my lid. Oh, there's Tam from Tamara's Designs, guys. Now, if you guys aren't following all of my friends that are here, Leah from Make All the Things With Me, Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage, we are the Artistry Collective that Christy put together. And actually, I don't know, she handpicked us, and I don't know what made her do that, but we have been great friends ever since. It was just like the perfect match of the perfect ladies, and we get along so well. We support each other, and I really enjoy being part of this Artistry Collective. So I got lucky the day she picked me. So thanks, ladies. Now something tells me to put it this way, but I normally don't do that because, as you can see, the lines are going wrong. Like if you were going to write, they're going up and down, but I think that's kind of okay there. I kind of like it that way. We could put the lines going right and put it here, and that still looks okay too, but I think I like it better the other way. Let's find a little brad and put a brad in the center of that flower. These are kind of my neutral little brads I've been working with. I just put some in this little container. I think I want to do just a little mini brad. And we'll go right in the center with this kind of neutral color. I've been using this, I guess to describe it, it's kind of like frayed burlap color. And it really goes well with the Black Velvet collection by Line Dot Arrow. And it's going really well for anything that needs to look kind of creepy. For this Jeween. We will be working more on Jeween tomorrow. I'm super excited. Over on Facebook. So if you're not following us over there, definitely do that. All three of the Artistry Collective ladies, myself, Christy, and Leah, are all over there. Some of my other friends that are here in the house, Tamara's Designs is over there. Craft With Me, Sharon B is over there. Lots and lots of fun ladies. I think Tracy's in the house. She has a YouTube and a Facebook as well. So definitely check out all the ladies that have pages. You definitely won't be disappointed. Okay, now we have to decide, do we want to go all the way through the pocket, or do we want to just fold it like this and glue it on? And I think in this instance, I am just going to fold my brad tab here. I'm going to flatten it out. I always like to press it against my surface, unless if I'm trying to use it as like a policy closure or something that I need to move. And then I can just glue it on here, and I think it'll be just great. So let's put this. I don't remember if I inked this or not, but we're going to, just to make sure there's no white edges. And we'll give it a little glue. And I think that is exactly what this little corner needed. Some glue. And let's try to go a little straightish. There we go. And a little flower. Wow, that is crazy. I think my shimmer stick must have been laying all down towards, I don't know, because I normally store it upright, I guess. Yeah, all that shimmer came out. Need to see what my little butterfly is looking like now. Okay, there's our little label and a little flower. I went off the road over here just a little bit, and I think that's okay. Doesn't matter. And on here, I think I might want to I want to put some lace? Let's see what it would look like. You know what? Lace is almost always the answer. I don't know why that is. I often have to ask myself, okay, do I like it on this project or do I like it just because I like whatever it is? Be it lace or a flower or a button or whatever. It's one of those things. I always have to say, okay, do I like it just because it's pretty and I like it, or do I like it because I like it on this project or with this project? Yes, I think we do need this little piece of lace right here. Let's close this so I don't glue anything crazy that I'm not supposed to be gluing. There we go. And here we go, a little hot glue. Again, I just dab one little corner piece just in case if I need to move anything or whatever. And then I'm not feeling the pressure of that hot glue like drying out or not working or being too hot or whatever. And I don't have a lot of feeling in my hands anymore, so I haven't seemed to blister. I think maybe I have a crafter's callus on that finger. You should use those silicone fingertips though, or a silicone brush, and make sure to keep safe while you're using any hot glue. There we go. I like how instant the hot glue is, and it just holds my laces down so well. I don't struggle with it, so usually anyways. And if it does that I just keep wiping it off until it's gone, and then it's fine. Get all that excess glue out of the lace. And don't worry, if you get to here and you're still going, oh my gosh, that's terrible, it's ugly, all I see is glue. Don't freak your freak. Just give it a second and keep peeling it off and it'll be fine. There we go. Now that one, I could probably keep peeling that one if I want to, but it doesn't bother me that it's there. So, all right. I do think I need something to put here in the corner though. Maybe that will help to hide it. I don't want anything too bumpy because it's got to go back in that pocket. So let's maybe put this little black butterfly right there. That could be good. What do we think? Butterfly. What else do I have hanging out around here? I have been just trying to use the things on my desk. It's been kind of my own little personal challenge, and it's been great because then, oh, look at these. These are just little, yes, let's use one of those actually. These are just like little, they're supposed to look like little faux brads or bolts or whatever you need them to be. And if you cut them out right here, let's see, let's do this. Let's cut to them. This has the advertisement for line.arrow on the bottom, because this was actually just a digital sheet and I printed it on transparency film, so it's kind of like on an acetate. And there we go. Now we can get to these. I'm going to use my little hole punch. This is a 3/4 inch hole punch, and let's see if we just pop one out. I think this black one. Oh boy, can I see them though? Well, let's give it a try. Oh, my punch doesn't like it so far. Wow. It's not that thick of stuff. Why doesn't it want to work? All right, well, it says no for that punch. Well, let's try this other punch that's the same size, different brand, and we'll see if we can't get it to work. I'm not asking it to do something terrible. Why doesn't it want to work? There we go. Okay, we'll put that one back. We know that one doesn't want to work on my transparency film. It just kind of made a mess out of it. I thought it would just come popping right out of there, and wow, it doesn't want to. That one tried to lock, and now it's all jammed. Oh, good job. Good job. All right, we won't force these tools to work. We'll just cut around it. Jeez Louise. I guess if you want to use a very circular circle, you'll have to use a die cut or a punch that has more oomph. Those two are like my best punches. I don't usually have any struggles with them. But today they don't want to cut out this little thin, flimsy piece of acetate. It must be just very strong stuck together. I don't know. Who would have thought? Who knew? Who knew? All right, well, one thing I will tell you for sure, my crocodile will poke a hole through it, though. That is no questions asked there. The crocodile will poke through just about anything and everything you can get to go right in this spot. So let's see if I can get a little hole poked in the center. There we go. Yep, that was easy enough. That's what I thought the punch would do. I never in a million years would I have thought it wouldn't work. Okay, and I kind of want that to go right there. Now, do I want to punch through this whole thing? No, I don't, because I don't really want to punch through the other side. So let's just put a little brad in there. And we'll just make maybe a little cluster. Whoops. Which one did I kick out? Well, we could use that one. That would be all right. All right. It's a bigger one than I was initially thinking, but that's okay. That's the one that wants to work, so why not? And then gluing this is a little bit of a challenge. It's kind of like gluing your vellum. It is kind of that slicky stuff. And if you have any little brad pieces that stick out, if you're using Fiskars scissors, it's not a big deal to snip off the ends if it hangs over too much. Now see, that's just like a little dot of something, and I think it just kind of goes right there. So I'm actually just going to use my hot glue and glue that on. But if you do have some strong glue, it will do okay. But remember, we're gluing on this acetate, and getting it hot, it could actually melt. So there we go. But I think it just looks cute. You don't really see the acetate there too much. It kind of looks like a little something is there. Just gives it some little extra interest. And actually, when you turn it like this, you can kind of see it a little better. So that's good. All right, let's see. There we go. Let's put this back in the pocket. Look at all that shimmer I got from the shimmer stick. Normally, it just does a little dotting, like a little dash will do you kind of a thing. It's on here, and you can hardly see it at all. And then there, it just decided to come full on. Must have been the way I was storing it or something. I don't know. Oh, and we do have a little pocket there, so we need to put something in our little pocket. Here we go. So this just fits back down in here. We've got our little eyelet there. We could put in a little charm, the jump ring. Oh, I've got a little scrap of paper. There we go. I love this pocket. I love how it's stuffed. I loved all the things in there. I love the lace over here. What do you guys think? Okay, and we could put something behind here if we wanted to. A little tag or something. And that pocket on the front is kind of shallow. I was going to say I do have some of these. These would be fun. But I think they might be too big. Oh, look at here. I've got some other fun things. Now, there's some other fun photos, and of course, you can print these in any size that you like. So if you don't have your own, vintage-looking photos, it is fun to sometimes have these other ones, and you can have a little play, or you can even glue in some of your own photos over those, depending on what you like to work with. But I'm going to pull out, I think, one of these little cards, or maybe this little clock, and we'll put it in there and see how it goes. I think that owl, that looks like a wax seal. And one time my friend Tamara from Tamara's Designs had, or we could do this little crow too. Let's cut these all out. My friend Tamara from Tamara's Designs, I was like, oh, looks like you played with some wax seals. She's like, no, those are paper. I'm like, oh, well, they look great. So thank you to Natalie from Line Dot Arrow for making such wonderful digitals that they just look like you have been doing more work than what maybe you really have. I think it's awesome. Okay, I didn't cut out the little card. I thought maybe I was wanting the little card. Let's see. So here is a fun little clock. Maybe we could put the clock up here on the outside of the pocket, and the crow is kind of Halloween-like. What do you guys think? Maybe a little piece of lace too, just to do a little cluster on the outside. Or maybe I could do that fun wax seal. I kind of like the clock. Let's just finish cutting them out. Maybe we need everything. All the things, right, Leah? Just all the things. It is almost my time here. Let me see. How am I doing? Sorry if I'm late. Let's see. Nope. I got 2 minutes left. Leah, 2-minute warning. Leah from Make All the Things With Me is up after me. And then after her will be Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. Make sure you guys check out their pages. Even if you're not catching them live, you can still catch the replay. They are lots of fun and very creative and crafty to watch. So you won't want to miss what they're doing. And definitely subscribe to all the channels. We have a lot of fun bringing you guys fun, crafty things. Sometimes some silly things in the wrong times of year. And so you just never know what you're going to get from us. We just keep bringing the flavor. I kind of like that a lot, actually. What do you guys think? Let's turn it the right way. Let's get maybe a little scrap of lace in there. Just a little scrap of lace. Let me see if I can find one. We could do just a little piece of this. We could make our own little scrap. You don't have to always use lace as a trim like I've been doing tonight. You can use it just as like a little piece of the cluster. Like it can just go in the background back here just because. I love that. Let's do it. That's cute. And I still don't know what's going to go in the pocket. Maybe that little card. I guess I'll be figuring it out as I'm watching Leah here from Make All the Things With Me. Again, if you didn't already hear me, we are live almost every Wednesday and in part of the Artistry Collective. We've been going for over a year now, and we've been having so much fun. You can always check all of our replays. You just hit the live little, I don't know if it's a button or if it's just a little an area of our channel. And you can find all of our lives there if you didn't already know that. And of course, we have videos and shorts and all the things. We are trying to grow our YouTube channels. Now, Leah and Christy both, they are way ahead of me on Facebook as far as growth, but I'm a little more ahead of them on YouTube. So we all just work together and try to help each other grow and keep pushing the limits of our creativity, and I love it. We are doing so many fun creative things. Just crafting for creativity's sake is what I say. And yes, we have a really fun, great time. Oh, this crow is a little more tough to cut out. How am I doing here? Yep, that's my time, guys. Go check out Leah from Make All the Things With Me. And thanks so much for joining me. I will see you next week.